Hello, this is Joe, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we'll be reviewing the recent performance of the stock market. The last trading day was December 2, and as we look at the overall landscape, the major indices still maintain an upward trend. However, there are some signs of potential danger that you should be taking note of. One concerning development is that the charts for QQQ and SPY are starting to form what is known as rising wedge patterns, which is typically a bearish signal. A rising wedge pattern is characterized by a series of higher highs and higher lows, with the price action narrowing to a point and usually accompanied by decreasing volume. Historically, a breakdown from a rising wedge pattern has often led to a significant downside move. Given these technical indicators, I suggest you to be cautious in the short term and closely monitor the market's behavior. It's important to stay vigilant and be prepared to adjust your investment strategy accordingly as the situation evolves. Let's take a look at Snowflake's recent performance. The stock is still consolidating after the big jump on November 21. If you have made profit on Snow, I would recommend taking some profits off the table. It is likely that it will retrace some of the gains in the near future. The support level is around 160, which is a good level to consider adding more if you want to increase your position in the long run. Let's turn our attention to COM. The uptrend in COM stock price continues, but it is having some difficulty breaking out the resistance at around 98. The volume has decreased, signals of potential pause or pullback. If you have been following my advice, you should make some nice profit on COM. I think now is a good time to lock in your profit. At the very least, you should set up a trail stop order. Remember, never let your winners turn into losers. Next, let's look at ONON. It has a very similar pattern as COM. The price has been consolidating at the resistance level for several days now. The volume has decreased, hinting that the stock might pull back in the short term. I have said in my previous video that you should lock in some profit now, and I maintain that position. Turning to Albemarle, the chart looks relatively more bullish. The stock is now having a trend reversal. It has broken above 200-day moving average and is testing the recent high. However, note that the recent high at around 111 is also a strong resistance. If you have made profit on ALB, you can lock in some profit now. Next up is Shopify. It failed to break out the resistance at around $115. The short sale ratio is not high compared to previous trading days, indicating that more people are taking profits at this level rather than short selling. Given this, there is a good chance that Shopify's stock price might pull back to around $104 in the near term. If you have made a profit on Shopify, you should consider locking in at least some of your gains now. Next up is Shift4 Payments. It appears that the stock price has reached a short-term high 2 days ago. If you have made a profit on Shift4 Payments, it's a good idea to take some of that profit off the table now. The price may fall back to around $104 in the near future. Next is United Airlines. UAL stock price continues to trend upwards along its 10-day moving average. This suggests the upward momentum is still intact. However, given the overall market condition, it won't be surprising to see a pullback in the near future. Therefore, I recommend you to continue holding on to UAL, but set up a trailing stop order. This will allow you to protect your profit should the stock experience a significant decline. Next is Boeing. The price of Boeing is still rebounding, but it is experiencing some resistance at around $156. If you have made profit on Boeing, I suggest you consider taking some off the table. While Boeing is likely to pull back in the near term, I still believe it is a good buy in the long run. By taking partial profits now, you can lock in your gains while still maintaining exposure to the stock's potential upside in the future. This way, you can potentially re-enter the position at a more favorable price point if the stock does pull back. Next is TDOC. TDOC is having difficulty breaking above the resistance at around 12. If you have made profit on TDOC, you can take some off the table. However, I do think TDOC is a good buy in the medium term. What I am saying is it is likely to pull back in the short term, but the long-term prospects for the company remain strong. In fact, if the price dropped back to around 10.6, it will be a very good opportunity to buy back TDOC. Next is FSLY. If you have been following my channel and bought FSLY as I suggested, then you should be sitting on some nice profits. The stock looks very bullish right now, and its next resistance level is around $12. If you currently have FSLY in your portfolio, I recommend that you hold on to it. The stock is very likely to continue its upward momentum in the near future. Next is SoFi Technologies. The price of SoFi has risen significantly in the past several weeks, and it is likely to pull back soon. If you have made a profit on SoFi, you should consider taking some of that profit off the table. This will allow you to protect your gains and potentially re-enter the position at a lower price point if the stock does any pullback. While the long-term outlook for SoFi remains positive, it's always prudent to lock in some of your profits, especially when a stock has experienced a rapid run-up. Next is Upstart. It dropped by a massive 14.47% yesterday. The support for Upstart is around 65. The short sale ratio yesterday is not high, which means those who are selling right now are those made profit on Upstart. This is understandable given the price has risen over 200% over the last 3 months. If I were you, I would wait for the price to stabilize before considering to add more Upstart to your portfolio. Next is FSLY Aviation. Its long and robust uptrend remains intact. Right now the chart for FSLY Aviation looks relatively healthy. However, the trading volume has decreased recently, which could indicate that the bullish momentum might be slowing down. If you are considering buying FSLY Aviation, I would suggest waiting for a few days to see if the volume picks up again before entering a new position. Next we have Unity. Unity might have reached a short-term high. Based on the current market conditions, I expect the price of Unity to potentially pull back to around $22.5 in the near future. So if you don't already have a position in Unity, I suggest waiting a bit before buying. And if you currently hold Unity shares, you may want to consider taking some profits off the table to lock in your gains. Next is Newell Brands. In my previous video, I suggested that you start building a position in Newell Brands. If you have followed that advice, you should have made some nice profits today. So far, the Newell Brands chart still looks quite bullish. In fact, the recent price action has formed what appears to be a bullish pennant pattern. Given this technical setup, I expect Newell Brands to continue rising in the short term. If you do not yet have a position in Newell Brands, it may still not be too late to start building one. Next, I want to revisit PAGs. You can see that the volume increased significantly since the huge drop on August 30. In the last trading day, we see a bar with long lower shadow. This might be a sign that the stock is ready for a potential reversal. I suggest you watch PAGs closely, as there might be an attractive buying opportunity in the near future. Next, I want to bring your attention to Atlas Energy Solutions. There was extremely large short sale volume observed on November 25. So far, the price has refused to drop below the support level at $23. This could indicate that a short squeeze might be in the works, which might drive the price of Atlas Energy Solutions higher. I recommend you to keep a close eye on the stock, as it could present an interesting trading opportunity. That's it for today. If there are any other stocks you'd like me to analyze in future videos, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more analysis and insights. Until next time, stay informed and happy trading.